Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Berkey the Factory, and welcome back to Geneforge. Now let's get started. We can approach the tutorial area, and I will make this video as long as I can, because I want to finish the tutorial in one go. So, then you got some pots here, which you can examine. Don't pick up the trash, no one's gonna buy it. So, it's trash. So what you actually are. Alright. Now. Yep. So, there's a tunnel to the north built into the side of the hill. Your guess is that it is a storeroom or warehouse. Usually one placed near the docks of settlement. After all these years, most of the goods inside are probably useless. You might be able to scavenge something useful though. I hope we will. Also, I'm gonna pick up the rocks. To pick up an item, you can just click on the hand that's located down on the action bar, or you just press G. And with the on the keyboard, you can press the letters shown on the item, like for the tunic A, to pick it up automatically, or you can just click on it and drag it in. Alright, let's go to this room. Nope, nothing useful. Javelins. Now, these are pretty powerful weapons. And really good to use. There's an office to the west. The shelves on the wall have nothing on them but dust. The box in the corner, however, might contain something useful. Sure it will. The box contains a variety of papers. You rifle through them eagerly, hoping for a clue as to where you are or what might have caused this island to be barred. It's no use. The papers crumbled at your touch. Beneath the papers, though you find something interesting, it's a brass key. None the worse, far rare for its long concealment. You take it. You see those orange stuff on the table, these are coins. And there was a cloak in the other corner. You see, in the message bar, you see you get 12 coins. Yes. Now this is interesting. Inside a small chamber, you find several cylindrical containers. They look like canisters, each a little over a foot high. The sides are made of thick, carefully blown glass. Most of them have been broken, and the contents are long lost. One of them, however, is still intact. Inside you see a glowing fluid. It swirls and moves about, seemingly under its own power. It looks like it is, in its own way, alive. It probably is. You have never seen anything exactly like this before, but you have seen similar objects. The shapers can contain fluids filled with life energy, which heal or energize those in need. This must be something like that. There is a small section of fragile glass at the top. If you break it with the palm of your hand, substance will come forward and energize you. In your weakened state, it seems hard to resist. Let's click on it. And it says that we got Firebolt increased by 1, so we can use Firebolt now. Alright. And we shall go further. Oh, but if you go, you have to equip the items you just picked up. So, for the tunic, just click on it and drag it onto your portrait and click again. You do it with weapons, armor, and any accessory. You stumble a bit, you still feel a bit woozy. It's not caused by hunger, though, but you... Be the effects of the strange substance in that canister. The stuff didn't heal or revive you like you expected. It changed you. It's like it soaked in your skin and rewrote some of your very being, making you stronger. You take a minute to experiment. You extend your fingers and focus. Tiny trails of flame come out of them. You can work magic. You weren't able to before. Your training would not have been reached that point for years. It is exhilarating and at the same time terrifying. It is completely unknown magic, alien to you. It seems like it was made by your people, but you had no idea that they could do something so wonderful. You feel deep within yourself an eagerness to find more of the canisters and see what they can do. Well, the canisters are the main to gain new abilities, main way to get new abilities while you're on the island. If you have at least one level of battle magic skill, you can now cast Fireball, and we indeed have. Kale. Let's go further. I believe this is a dead end. Yes, it is, but there is something. A thorn, and a thorn is like ammunition for batons, which are ranged weapons. We're gonna see some of them later. Now, there's a door, and if I'm right, it won't open because some doors need keys or levers. Now, on the table, we have our weapon. First weapon, and dagger. And it's gonna be probably the first and the last weapon I'm gonna use in the whole game. But we will see. They got another tunic and a shield, but I don't need it. Well, I will pick up. I'll pick it up anyway. You can equip the shield just like the other stuff. Now let's pull the lever. I have a bit frame issue here. I have no idea why. So let's go out and see what the next room has to offer. This was probably the barracks. Sorry. This was probably the barracks for some guardians or agents. There isn't much left and the beds are ruined. It's starting to look like whoever was here left very quickly. A bunch of stuff was left behind. Let me see. Another tunic, alright. And more javelins, and another dagger. Javelins are really good. Just let me check it. Yeah, you can, every time you click on multiple objects, there's like this screen which you have to decide how many of them you want to pick up. Oh yeah, so if you use the javelins you can't use the dagger. Alright, fair enough. Let's walk up the road. Check the pots. Nothing. Oh, there's another pot. And yes, it is a healing pot. Healing pots are healing you. If just what they have to do. They're healing you. If you use it, if you're low on HP, you use it, you get heal. Alright, what's in here? It's a fairly large building. You immediately recognize where you are now. It was an inn, where visitors and travelers could stop for steaks, drinks and sleep. The crumbling roasting pit still dominates the center of the room. You are getting confused. Why is there so much here? Most islands are barred because of the experience gone awry, but and most such experiments are performed by very small groups, in crude quarters far from society. Yet you've seen warehouses, guard posts, and now an inn. At one point, a lot of shapers lived here. Now they're all gone. Why? What could have driven so many people off? And what took their place? Mystery. There's a mystery you have to solve here. Let's see what we have here. There's a lever. I'm gonna press it. And there was a door here. Now. Nothing. More healing pots. Very nice. Now. A rope. And a belt. Let me see. We can... Yep, we can. And you can examine every single item by right-clicking on it. You can see the description, and it gives us +2 armor. Now, the tunic gives us +1, but... Yeah, the robe is +3. I just wanna know. So, the cloak is +1, and the robe... So I can't wear a robe, cloak, and a tunic. So, right. But now the robe gives me +3 armor. And that's okay. That's really nice, in fact. This is a fairly large room. Also, here is nothing else, I assume? No? Looking to the north, you can see that you're not alone in this island. I'm sorry, on this island. You were worried about horrible creatures and mutations. The first life you encounter is nowhere near too terrifying. It is a flock of orcs. Orcs, they act like cows, I think. They actually do the same sound as cows do. They just do moo and... yeah. They're pretty much similar. The orc is a shapered creation. It's a slow, clumsy livestock animal, hardy and laden with meat. Shapers created them to stock areas, unfriendly to non-created animals, such as apparently this one. You notice that these orcs have large tusks, probably added by the shapers to protect them from predators. Unfortunately, they are likely to leave you alone if you leave them alone. So, that means don't attack them. But there's a pot. And it's... oh yeah, it is a gemstone. It is a gemstone. And you can sell these gemstones. They are money. If you can sell them, they give you very much money. There are really a lot of orcs here. That's just the way back. Although they don't look like cows, but they do the moo sound. Now, let's just investigate more down here. And yes, there is a room. What do we have here? Unlock the lever. To open this door, you need to unlock the lever. If your mechanic skill is 3 or higher, just click and open. Otherwise, you need to bring a living tool here. Use it and select lever. And alright, that's torn. Yes. Also, I think that's why I put mechanics, cause yeah. And now those yellow things are really nasty. Look. Some more turns. These are icy crystals. Icy crystals do exactly what they call it. They do ice damage. If you use them on the target, they do ice damage. 7 to 35. They're pretty powerful. And trash. Alright. Fair enough. Let's go out. Do we have something else here? Nope. I don't believe so. Is there a thorn here? No, there's nothing. Just checking the bushes and the little plants. Maybe there's a thorn. And now, you see, the shaded area to the north is a zone barrier. When you walk onto it, you will leave the area and be able to choose where you would like to go next. Yes. So you walk on it. And welcome to the world map. This is Sucia Island. And later on you will see how important these barriers are for traveling fast to other places. But for now on, there's one place, and that's red, the abandoned whale, and we travel. Fair enough. I just look to the time, and I think I can show you this part too before I cut it. Now let us just walk around a bit and look for items, because getting items early in the game is really important. You can stack on some really important items. Right, let's go into this old building. Yes. Now, you immediately recognize this large building for what it is. This was a shaping hall. You knew that there must be one of them on this island somewhere. Here, the shapers on this island did their work, using magic and force of will to make creations, both established and experimental designs. If there was a cataclysm, though it didn't take place here, this building is undamaged. To the side, you can see energizing pools. Holes in the ceiling allow light to shine on them. Remarkably, despite their years of neglect, they have survived. The goo inside the pool is a semi-living, plant-like form, capable of drawing energy from the air and the sun. If you stand near a pool, you will be able to replenish your health or essence, depending on which pool you use. In the corner of the hall, you can see two glowing glass canisters. They wait there ready to give you power. Click on the two books to read them. Then they will teach you useful things about the sense and making creations. Okay. Now you see, down here is a blue pool. That one gives us the essence, which is like mana or magicka, you call it. If you go down, you see it's sparkling and it does that sound. So, Seekers of Essence. Essence is represented by the blue bar under your character's graphic in the roster in the upper right corner of the screen. You use Essence to make creations and cast some of the more powerful spells, like healing. When you spend Essence to cast spells, you get it back by returning to town or by approaching an essence pool like the one nearby. However, making creations reduces the maximum amount of essence you can have. If you have a total of 30 essence, for example, and you make one Fiora, which costs 10 essence, and by the way, the Fiora is the first and really basic creation you can do. Fiora. I'm calling Fiora. That's how I used to call it anyway. So please correct me if it's wrong. Then your new maximum is 20. You can get the other 10 back until the Fiora dies or you absorb it. It is up to you whether to make it a lot of weak creations, a few strong creations, save your sense for spells, or a mix in the tree. Geneforge makes all of these options available. Yes, and that's important, because you can make like a lot of weak spawns or like one or two really huge spawns. And the green pool is restoring your health. And the green bar, by the way, that's the stamina bar, and that's important in combat. We will see later on. We got canisters here, but there are, I think if I loot beakers, a metal boat there, you can't sell that. So what's in this? Got another dagger. I'm not gonna pick that up. But I'm gonna pick up the healing pod and let's read. Creations for the beginning shaper. To survive on Sucia Island, you will probably need to make creations to fight for you, especially if you are playing a shaper. Yep, we are playing a shaper. When you are used to the canisters on the left, you will learn to create a Fiora, a small fire-breathing lizard. To make a Fiora, you will need at least one level of fire shaping skill. If you don't have this and want to make a Fiora, you will need to train in this skill when you next gain a level. To make a creation, press the creation button to the lower left. It has a worm on it. Yep, and that worm is a creation too, by the way. You will see later on. You will then spend some of your cents to create a Fiora and improve its skills. The more cents you spend on one Fiora skill, the less you will have left to create more of them. You can create up to 7 servants. You can't get the cents you spend back until the creation dies or you reabsorb it. Finally, it's a good idea to buy at least 2 levels of intelligence for your creation. If you do, you will be able to control them in combat. Otherwise, they will act on their own, and they may not always do what you want. If you started out as an agent, you might not have the ability to make a Fiora. To get it, select Improve Abilities in the inventory area and buy a 1 level of Fire Shaping skill. Now, this is really important, and in the left lower corner you see a book. Click it. And what that does is simple. Here down on the action bar there's like a part of paper. Go ahead. And it actually records the text you choose, like important tasks. Also, for special items like the ruined dog key we have, and the current quests, which is get off Sucia Island. Now, I'm gonna go back and put these texts in the record too, so we can read it later on if we so desire. Alright. Now, let's open the left canister first. We can create a Fiora. And we have a healing spell, which appear right now. Alright. Now, let's get out and create a Fiora. Now. Our current essence is 16. And like this, it costs 8. But the Fiora need more strength. Some dexterity, endurance, and intelligence. And now we create it. And there is our first shaped creature, a Fiora. It is pretty basic, but it works. Now, let's go further, shall we? You find a sign that the evacuation of this island was not completely orderly. There is a body here. It's barely more than a skeleton. It's been here for a long time. Based on his garments, you think it was a shaper. The shapers here made their supplies to last. It looks like some of the stuff on the corpse is still usable. Let me see. Healing spores. Now, that's important. The healing spores are for healing the whole group. The healing pods are only healing yourself. So the spores are good if you have lots of creations to heal them all. Now, if I'm right, this is going to be It says like soon you will have to fight your first battles. There are several rogue fires ahead. The best tactic to defeat them depends on what sort of character you picked. Is it all? Wow, frame drops. No, I think this is the end. So let us go back. Because there was another way. Yes, indeed. No. The road comes to a dead end here. A thick, impassable stand of trees has completely overgrown it. I can't go there, so we have to go back to the middle road. Yep. These frame drops are annoying. To be honest, I don't know what does it causing it, but for the next time I will try to fix it. Yeah. There's a Fiora standing on the path ahead. It's a very familiar sort of creation. Shapers have made them for centuries to serve as bodyguards, watchdogs, and even pets. You've been around hundreds of them. This one, however, is different from any Fiora you have ever seen. It doesn't have the usual expression of servility and obedience. It doesn't look at you as a master, but as food. You have here tales of creation which have turned on their creators and gone rogue, but it almost never actually happens. If it ever did, the rogue's creation would be instantly destroyed. This Fiora has definitely shed any shaper's control. It bares its teeth at you, seemingly daring you to step forward. And somehow my Fiora automatically attacked it. And it was killed. Now, I mean, like in the attack mode, where every step you do is a turn, and you can see in the top your APs, which every turn is 1 AP, so told. Now, if you press F, you can switch between combat mode and non-combat mode. Just an interesting fact. Also, there is like this thunder button, which does the same thing. Let's kill those Fioras, shall we? Come on. There you go. Now leaving combat, and we're gonna wrap it up. Saving. And I'm gonna see you in the next episode. I was your host, Barracuda Factory. Bye.